Hello there, and welcome back to the Endless Kingdom. I'm your Nom's host, and today on a not-so-critical review, we're going to do a follow-up to a prior review of a Netflix original cartoon. Second season of Kid Cosmic. For those of you who didn't watch my last review or haven't seen the show, Kid Cosmic is about a small group of people calling themselves the local heroes who by chance found 5 cosmic stones that grant the holders superpowers. And after they find those stones, a whole bunch of aliens comes to Earth to try and claim them. Well, at the end of the first season, one of those aliens, which they befriended, a form of space jellyfish-like alien called Queen Shan, takes the local heroes, as well as most of their hometown, out into the cosmos so they can begin a quest to locate the rest of the cosmic stones. Turns out there were 13 in all. And one amongst the stones of the cast keeps changes near constantly. They started with the powers of telekinesis, teleportation, cloning, gigantification, and precognition, and they gain so much more. Most of the characters benefit with a lot of creative uses, but some, well, I'll get to that when I talk about the characters. Needless to say, Kid Cosmic's second season, much like the first, doesn't take the expected straightforward path. And first, the characters don't even go after the stones, they just try and get it adjusted to their new exotic location. This brings a great time to talk about the characters. I'm going to say the characters are Kid Cosmic, young boy who started the team, wide-eyed about adventure and excitement, especially since he had none before finding the stones, but has grown quite a bit since his first season himself. Went from constantly trying to prove himself as a hero to being the one who supports and inspires everyone and is happy to do so. Even when he hit several low points, thanks to the fact that the stone he favors was swapped, going from telekinetic powers to the ability to turn into a puddle of goo. Much to his hatred and disgust for him and everyone around him. But he makes it work relatively well. He even manages to master the power quicker than his telekinesis. That's ironically enough. The next character is a teenage girl named Jo, who the kid befriends in the first season, and who for varying circumstances grows to be the leader of the local heroes, which, to my surprise, leads to a nice transition where she is the focal character of the second season. Now, overall, Jo's character is about the same, but with the new responsibilities and changing environments, as well as finding a mentor in Queen Shan, and really shows the fine amount of growth and development she's had to go through, and how she feels she's not quite ready for the leadership role she just happened to end up in. The rest of the characters, pretty much the same. Kid's grandfather, Papa G, is still the same wide, sage-like figure / pacifist from the first season, though he's not as concerned with Kid's happiness as he was since Kid found enjoyment in the world at long last. And Rosa, the toddler who gained the gigantification powers, loves to laugh around and then pretend like everything around her is just one big game. Go figure. Clearly, he's just a toddler and always does fun, but he's shown to be able to take things seriously when required. The next character of note is Tuna Sandwich, a cat given the stone of precognition by Kid. Originally as a means to safeguard, but was ended up keeping acts as sort of an alarm clock for most of the first season, till near the end where he was given an alien universal translator. And now he talks, acts as a bit of a wise guy figure, with a bit of a hillbilly inspiration, and as noted with the accent takes while speaking through the translator. Character didn't do much different, but more interesting and notable now that the cat can actually speak. That wasn't all good for the main cast of Season 1. Primary antagonist turned helpful ally, Stuck Chuck the first alien the group ever encounters, well, he's there, but barely does anything. He was basically demoted to a background character who occasionally he helps out, but mostly he's just there. Huh. No disappointment on that one. Oh, I guess that was to make way for one of the elements I didn't expect. It's characterization to the side characters from Season 1, particularly Joe's mother, Flo. In Season 1, she was just the runner of the local diner. Someone the characters were to be wary about since they didn't want their powers found out at first. But now, she is an integral part of the cast. Goes for several powers throughout the show, and uses them quite creatively. Mostly to help her business, but several times to help the team out in their missions to acquire the other stones. Her story arc ties nicely with Joe, where she still wants to be there for her daughter in spite of the extraordinary and dangerous circumstances, but at the same time can't help but feel her daughter's drifting away. And then finally you have the main villain, Phantos the Amasser, who's extremely all over the place. It's quite in keeping with the show's overall feel, but really, sometimes it's hard to make out with him. There are plenty of times where Phantos is a legitimate threat heroes have to take seriously in order to beat, but there are also an equal number of times where he's just plain old pathetic. Phantos' main thing is he wants to collect the 13 Stones of Power because he is an insane fanboy of their creator. A living planet, never made exactly clear what it is called Erroneous the Planet Killer. His entire motivation is that he's a fanatic man-child who loves everything to do with Erroneous, all the while still living with his mother. But hey, like I said, the unpredictability of Phantos mixes well with the unpredictability of the show itself. A show which expanded quite a bit in terms of scope. Originally, it was just 4 people and a cat in a small desert town out in the middle of nowhere, and about 6 different side characters that make up the town's population. Now the diner Flo runs, and is next to a major space lane, she gained a wide variety of alien customers. We get to see proper alien characters instead of the one-off villains all the time in the show. Many of them against the main cast, but also a good number are with the main cast, which all came together in a rather unexpected and dare I say, unique way near the end of the series during the final confrontation with Erroneous. That was certainly an interesting thing to watch. But the real fascination came with Joe's path under the mentorship of Queen Shan, which went through quite a few dark twists since Queen Shan took a rather absolute mindset to ruling. Mindset which Joe emulates and a mindset that backfires on her. In a bit of an unexpected way though, which I won't spoil. But in the end, thanks to the other unexpected twist during the final confrontation with Erroneous, it all mixes together into a nice character arc for Joe. This season really is Joe's story, whereas the first one was Kid's. Did not expect that, but it was quite welcome, and thanks to all the other dynamics, with the threatening yet pathetic Phantos, and the many different shifting powers, which led to some of the background characters of the first season actually get some proper characterization, though only one. The rest were kinda just there and briefly given powers. All over the place once again. But, like I said when revealing the first season, that is part of the show's charm and makes it one of the most unique cartoons out there. And an excellent joy to watch, with a few rather shocking and emotional moments mixed in. But, as I always say, I'm not here to tell you if the show is good or bad. I'm here to stick my opinion and through it, let you decide if the second season of Kid Cosmic is something you'd like to watch. So if you think Kid Cosmic Season 2 strikes your fancy, you can find it for easy streaming on Netflix. And if you enjoyed this not-so-critical review, you can like the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, click the bell icon to stay up to date on my content. And until the next not-so-critical review, I've been your anonymous host, the Endless Kingdom, and I wish you all a good day.